Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 2022 edition of the SME Assembly in Prague. Welcome to our two speakers. We have Hubert Gams, Deputy Director General in DG GROW, European Commission, and Marian Piecha, Deputy Minister of Industry and Trade of the Czech Republic. They will both give us an insight over the 2 days of SME Assembly ahead of us. And after their presentation, you will have an opportunity to ask questions. Thank you very much, Mr. Gams. Over to you. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you very much for coming. Small and medium-sized enterprises have been called everything from the backbone to the lifeblood of the European economy. Now, whichever term you like to use, they all have one thing in common. They underline the importance of small and medium-sized companies for the European economy and for our society. These 2 days here in Prague with the SME Assembly is our biggest yearly gathering to discuss and to develop SME policy further. This year, our work is dominated on the one hand by the post-pandemic situation, by Russia's war against Ukraine, and by climate change. But on the other hand, our task is also to develop the SME relief package that the President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, announced in her State of the Union address last September. We are coming here together to develop ideas and concepts that help SMEs to become more sustainable, more digital, and to retain the resilience that has since long been a hallmark of smaller companies. In fact, from the financial crisis to the pandemic, and now in a context where war is back on the European continent, SMEs have often proven to be more resilient than larger companies. But in this resilience, we still have to support them. We need to make sure that doing business is their main task that they can concentrate on, not filling in forms or checking for regulations. And I'm very much aware that we have to work to this goal and to respect this at all levels of government, at national, but also at European level. I would like to use this opportunity also to pay tribute to the Czech presidency of the Council of the European Union, both for their work during the last half year and also in preparing this conference and in hosting it together with the European Commission. Thank you.
Well, hello to you all. Welcome to the Czech Republic. Welcome to Prague. We are very happy that we can host this event during our presidency. It's one of the biggest events of the Ministry of Industry and Trade, and it's though very, very important because the SMEs in Czech are very important. And in this year, 2022, we have a great opportunity to invest in our SMEs, to really help them in this very difficult situation. We are starting the new programming period. The operational program, technology and applications for competitiveness is ready. This is 4 billion euro to the Czech SMEs. We have already made the first payment from the Recovery and Resilience Fund, and we are in very close discussion with another money coming from the Resilience Recovery Fund, investing in energy, meaning the Repower EU. I think the energy situation in Czech is very, very difficult now. So the government is very much discussing all the possibilities how to help not only SMEs but generally all the companies in Czech. We are very glad that we are one of the first 10 countries discussing the Repower EU with the Commission. We want to invest in infrastructure to strengthen the grid of the Czech, strengthen the Czech energy grid, like supporting the projects like TAL, supporting the projects like Stork, and of course invest highly in renewable energies and energy savings. Our our best program here is the photovoltaics on the roof, which we issued this year in the spring, and we have almost now 8 billion of Czech crowns of investments. So this is the way forward, definitely by discussing this with the Commission. But if I may go back to the biggest challenges and threats for the SMEs these days, I would say is the disruption is in subcontracting values, because that's really a problem in structural funds as well, because we are finishing next year in 2023, we'll be finishing the old programming period. By that date, all the projects has to be finished, and in this way, some bigger companies acting more protectionistic by not providing the right equipment to our SMEs. This is delaying the whole process. But then again, we are trying to negotiate how to finish those projects in time. The big challenge is the prices of the energy, tackled by my colleague, and this is something we need to discuss on the European level. I'm very happy that this week the Czech Republic gave the first payment by the Recovery Resilience Fund. So we are ready to accept first 1 billion of the Czech crowns to our economy from the European Commission. It was, without a doubt, the biggest challenge, because we had quite a lot of disputes on the level of conflict of interest. Then we have come up with the methodology, and I think it's also a topic widely discussed on the SME assembly level, on the level of SME invoice. We as the Czech Republic, we very much stress that displaying all the data as a public officials, as a politician is okay, but displaying all the data about the subcontracting, who is buying from whom, by the private entities, by the SMEs, can be harmful to them, because all the data are online, and then the competition can see it as, and can somehow work with them, which then puts our SMEs maybe in danger. So we are calling in it for unity and cutting maybe a little bit more red tape on the level of conflict of interest, and setting the same rules for all the European countries, not only saying that the V4 countries have a problem with conflict of interest and others don't. We want to have the same rules as they apply to Germany and Spain, because this is something which has an impact on the quality of the projects, the quality of the applicants. Then again, it has an impact on the technological SMEs applying for the subsidies and applying for the help from the governments. Talking back about the Recovery Resilience Fund. But today is about innovation. I think this is the highlight of the SME assembly. Yesterday we had a very good Schumpeter lecture. It was fourth in a row. Schumpeter was Czech, so I'm very happy that Schumpeter now is back home, and we have much to offer and show to our other colleagues from other countries that we are really technology high top. In the exhibition, we will have drones, we will have last mile delivery robots, we will even have a small modular reactor, and of course, we will be showing the artificial intelligence, virtual reality. I would like to say even a few words about the hydrogen technologies, because in Czech we think that the hydrogen technologies are the way forward really in sustainable Europe. It's the best way how to sustain energy, how to work with the future mobility, and how to save the Czech industry. Hydrogen is then opportunity for the SMEs as well. The whole opportunity for the Czech SMEs is the circular economy, because we are no more talking about just manufacturing and selling. We are also talking about recycling, which is completely new process with completely new technologies. And with the Czech creative thinking, we have very much to offer. But then again, circular economy needs a lot of energy, and energy crises are little slowing it down. That's why we call for the European solution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gams, Mr. Piecha. Are there any questions from the audience? If so, I would kindly ask you to introduce yourself and say who the question is for. Thank you.
Hello, Jakub Moser from the Czech television. You talked about prices of the energy. In the Czech Republic, there will be a price cap on energy for small and medium-sized enterprises. But what about large companies? Because I think when they will be sure about the price cap as well, isn't it important for small and medium-sized enterprise as well? Because many of them depend on the large ones.
Okay, I will start with what we have discussed yesterday on the SME assembly. There was material prepared by this French and Spanish colleagues. Actually, we have realized that there's more than 100 programs now all over the Europe which tackle the energy situation. So many of the countries go by the subsidies, and of course subsidies are not really predictable. So in a way, we don't really see as a way forward, because then it's more about how much the country can afford to pay by subsidies, and then the subsidies, you cannot really equally distribute them through the whole country. So in the Czech Republic, we call for the rather regulation based on the European solution, because that would be predictable. You can call it as a price capping, and we all agreed that it's a way forward. But that's something we need to discuss on the level of Energy Council. Here by the SME Assembly, discussing with the SMEs and the entrepreneurs, we were just showing the way how it would be, what will be the best solution for the SMEs.
Maybe if I can add, the energy prices, the high energy prices, the rise of energy prices is a problem for the whole society. It concerns big companies, it concerns small and medium-sized enterprises, it concerns also all of us as private citizens. What is clear is that we need a European solution for that, and that's why I laud the efforts of the Czech presidency to find a solution when bringing all ministers of the member states together to discuss this. We also, what we can do for SMEs, beside of course supporting them that they can afford energy that they need for their activities, we can tap into their innovation potential. Because there are many ideas. If you look at green technologies, if you look at how to use renewables, there's a lot of potential that we have in the European Union, coming also from SMEs, and this is one of the topics that we want to discuss here. How we can contribute and find solutions that then we can start maybe in a small area, and then we can scale up to find European solutions.
Thank you. Anybody else? No? All right. If there's nothing else you would like to add, I thank you all very much for attending this press briefing, and remember the official kickoff of the SME Assembly is happening soon at 8:45 in the main plenary room. Thanks again for attending and enjoy the next 2 days.